guys, welcome to another episode of What Matters Matters, where we give you guys the latest international trending gist, where we jump on all trending gist. And I see you guys that have been here. I see you guys. Thank you for the love, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, and thank you for commenting. And if you are new here, you are welcome, and I'm very sure that you're going to enjoy it here. Before I start, or before I go into today's episode, I want you to know that this channel does not support any violence at all. This channel does not support hate comments. This channel does not support negativity at all, at all. So now today we are going to be talking about the Miss South African drama, everything around it. We all know Chidima Adeshino, who participated in Miss South African thing, and then people came out, South Africans came out, start telling her that she's not a South African, she does not deserve to be there. Now let's watch the first video about her.
Hi everyone, my name is Chidima Vanessa Onwe Adechina, known as Chichi. I am an official Miss South Africa 2024 finalist. Two interesting facts about myself is that I love dogs, but I'm absolutely afraid of them. And I love singing, but I cannot sing to save my life. So come along on this journey with me. I am beautiful. And I know it's easy to say because my hair is done and I've got makeup. I'm here to redefine beauty. I always grew up seeking outside validation in order to feel good about myself, to feel worthy, and accept myself. And as I'm standing here, redefining beauty, this is who I am. Accepting myself for who I am, appreciating my flaws and my imperfection. I am no longer seeking outside validation, but believing that I am worth it. And it all starts with me appreciating myself for who I am.
So this girl is a Nigerian. Her dad is a Nigerian, and her mom is a Mozambique. They gave it to her in South African. So I mean, automatically she's a South African. So she participated in the Miss South Africa thing. She got to top 16 or top 14, and then South Africans were coming at her, bullying her, saying that she cannot win this, she cannot participate in this, that she's not a South African, that why should she participate in this? All these were happening until when they found out that her mother did a fraudulent thing around her being a South African. Let's watch the next video where this guy was explaining how they found out later, even after they bullied her, later about how her mother did a fraudulent thing to even be a South African, always around us. Let's watch the video.
A Miss South Africa contestant has come under fire after South Africans are saying that she should not be eligible to compete in Miss South Africa because she is half Nigerian. Let's talk about this. Hi guys, I'm Libaline, the voice of marketing and your friend in all things marketing, brand building, business mindset, and sometimes pop culture. Before I go into the story, I just have to say that I am appalled at this behavior that we're seeing online. It makes absolutely no sense to hate on somebody because they have a half Nigerian heritage. And I think this conversation is really going to speak to the concept of knowledge is power, because South Africans clearly don't know themselves if they're going to be mad about this. So we all know that Miss South Africa happens every single year, and it's a pageant where we crown somebody to be the darling of South Africa. She does charity work, etc. This year the contestants have come out, they've made their videos for social media, and there's one girl in particular who made a video and she's there saying she wants to be a contestant, and people are saying she should not be able to participate because she has half Nigerian heritage. The young lady's name is Chidima Vanessa Onwe, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. And people are saying that because she's half Nigerian, she should not be eligible to compete in Miss South Africa because she couldn't possibly understand what South Africans are going through, and she wouldn't be a great representative for the country because she's not South African. Now, what baffles me about this is that these could only be utterances of people who don't understand their heritage and their history as African people. You know, there's something called the Bantu migration, and a lot of people don't know about it because our education system in South Africa does not teach us about the origins of Africa, African people, and what it is to be a South African. But most of the tribes that we know now, Zulu, Sotho, Pedi, Venda, all of those tribes that exist in South Africa, most of them do not originate from South Africa. If you look at the ancestry of those tribes, most of them originate from West Africa and East Africa, which means most of us as South Africans actually have Nigerian, Ghanaian, Angolan, etc. blood running within us because it's part of our original ancestry. But we're not tied enough to that ancestry because it happened so long ago that we think that being a South African means that your entire ancestry comes from here, and that is not the case. So most of us have Nigerian in us, or Ghanaian in us, or any other tribe that would be deemed as non-South African. And actually, being South African just means being born in South Africa. That's really what being a South African is. Obviously, there are nuances to it, but if we're going to go to the basics of it, especially if we're thinking about the Bantu migration and the history of Africa and Africans coming to South Africa, to be a South African mainly means that you must be born in South Africa. Mainly means that you must be born in South Africa. Vanessa is born in South Africa. In fact, she's half Nigerian, and then I think her mother is South African. So the fact that people are saying because she has that half Nigerian ancestry or that half Nigerian heritage that she's not eligible is unfair. Because when you look at previous Miss South Africa contests, and even now the girls who have put their names up to be eligible to be part of the competition, it's a diverse group. We've got people with European heritage, we've got people with Asian heritage, and so it would make no sense that the person with probably the most African heritage should be the one who is called out and they said she doesn't represent African people. In fact, she represents them more than the Asian and the European people do. So I really think a lot of us need to start Googling our history, going to ask our grandparents and family members what it is to be African and the history of what it is to be an African person and a South African person and what South Africa is. Because South Africa really is a melting pot of different cultures that come from different places. It's not necessarily that most of these cultures originate from South Africa. So when we say that we don't want her to be part of Miss South Africa, we're actually hating ourselves. We are saying that we don't want Africans to be part of it because we are African. This is not a case of xenophobia. Xenophobia is hating something that is foreign to you. There is no way Vanessa can be foreign to you because the same ancestry that runs through her runs through you. So this can only be a case of self-hatred. I know that a lot of people have fallen victim to the vitriol and the propaganda that our ministers have punted through the media, trying to make it seem like African people who were not born in South Africa are the problem to most of our employment and economic crises, which is not true. So we really need to unlearn a lot of things. But guys, she is stunning. She represents so many of us, and she is a fellow African person. The kinds of comments that we're seeing online are completely unacceptable, and we really need to start working on how we view ourselves as African people and start loving ourselves. This is not xenophobia. Xenophobia would be if she was European or Asian, being afraid of something that is foreign. This is not a foreigner. This person is African. I really think we need to start talking about these things more. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, and what would you do if you were Vanessa, because I can imagine that this is playing a lot on her psyche and on her mental health.
So we've watched this video and the South Africans explaining how everything happened and how she claimed to be a South African, but then they still did not even want her to participate in the Miss South Africa. And also, they did not realize this thing. They did not know that her mother even did something when they started bullying her. Like, they just started saying it that your father is not a South African, your father is a Nigerian, so why would you participate in Miss South Africa? Like, why would you want to be that? So many people came out speaking about it, telling her that she cannot win, she cannot participate, she must come down, she must not participate in it. Now let's watch this next video where they were explaining all about it.
If this girl, I don't even know her name right now, my bad, like I just woke up. If this girl went to the Olympics representing South Africa and she won gold medal, what would you guys be saying? She's Nigerian, she must take that medal to Nigeria. Don't lie, yeah. Don't scam, don't lie. You would say Nigeria can also have a stake and claim, say, our genetics are serving. But we'd also say as South Africans, you know what? we contributed to this greatness. We raised this greatness because it grew up right here on our soil, eating our food, her food as well at this point, drinking this water that we are serving here in South Africa and the education we are serving. She's South African! Leave her!
Initially, I didn't want to say anything about this Miss South Africa controversy that's happening until someone DM'd me talking about it, and I was like, okay, I just know I come in peace, okay? This beautiful lady, Chidima, she's running for Miss South Africa. She's half Mozambican, half Nigerian, but she was born and raised in South Africa, okay? So she qualifies to run for Miss South Africa according to the rules of Miss South Africa. Some South Africans are not okay with her representing South Africa because they feel like she's not fully South African. So at first, when all of this started, I thought they just don't want her to compete because she's Nigerian. But then as I've come to understand more, the issue is that she is not culturally South African. So yes, she was born in South Africa, she grew up in South Africa, that's fine, she has citizenship, but she does not represent them culturally. So she does not come from a South African tribe, she does not have a traditional South African name, etc. When it comes from that point of view, then I can kind of understand where people are coming from. But then on the other hand, the bullying that she's facing and people telling her to drop out of the competition and the petitions and all of this, I feel like it's not fair on her because she did nothing wrong. All she did was apply and she met the criteria. If anyone should get heat, I think it should maybe be Miss South Africa because they are the ones who set up the rules and regulations and the criteria on who qualifies and who doesn't qualify to represent South Africa. Either way, my question is what's going to happen if she does win? Because there's a very high chance that she might win because she's getting so much media attention, and this in a way could be benefiting her. And also, as someone who's half Congolese, half Malawian, raised in South Africa, I can kind of relate to her. I feel bad for her.
We've watched that video, and also there was even a a video that also came out that this man was explaining that if a parent gave birth to a South African, that means she's a South African. I mean, people were saying that it is when you are born in a country, you're automatically their citizen. So why are they coming at her that she's a Nigerian because her father is a Nigerian and her mother is a Mozambique? That she's a South African. If she was giving birth to a South African, then she's a South African. So why is she not given the privilege? Why is she not given the right to participate in Miss South African? Or what do you guys think about the situation? Do you guys think even if her parents were not South African, but they give birth to her as she's a South African, she has lived in South Africa all her life, was she still like able? Was she still supposed to? Or do you think it was a right decision for her to participate in Miss South Africa because she was giving birth to in South Africa? Or you think that, okay, since her father was a Nigerian, her mother was a Mozambique woman, she should have not participated in that because she does not have any. But now let's think of it. Is it our fault? I mean, I'm not trying to support her. I'm not trying to support anybody. I'm not against anybody. But is it our fault that she was born in South Africa and she has that right to participate in anything in South Africa because she's a South African as she was being given birth to in South African? Now let's watch the next video where the man was explaining about it. That I mean, she was born in South Africa, so why can't she participate in it? Let's watch it.
Your citizenship is determined by where you were born. So if she was born here, she's South African. It doesn't matter who they are. She's not her parents. She's herself. So why do you want to say she's from Nigeria or she's from Mozambique? She was born here. In America, actually, I don't know how many months. If I'm not wrong, if you are 6 months pregnant or so, they don't allow you to visit. Because they know that once you visit and you stay there and you give birth there, that child is American. Yeah, they know that as long you don't have to be American.
Yeah.
It's born in a hospital there.
Yeah.
Must be certified immediately that this is the child who was born in America. This is an American citizen. So we can't do that. We cannot punish people on the basis of where their parents come from.
Yeah.
So I've not followed the debate. I don't know if she's South African or not. But I would guess the Miss South Africa company would have done the necessary due diligence and come to a conclusion that she's a suitable candidate to contest.
Yeah.
So those are the things that are actually engineered by those who are spreading hatred amongst African people. Such people should not be supported.
So now we've watched the video. I mean, the man was saying that it is not her fault. She is a South African. I mean, it's her parents that gave birth to her there. Even if anybody wants to blame, it's her parents. Now, are we saying South Africans are racist against black? The next video we're about to watch now, this man saying that South Africa is a racist country. Is this true? Because he puts it out there in the video that, I mean, the person that won the Miss South Africa later is a white woman. So what do you guys think about this? He's saying that South Africa is a racist country because the person that later ended up winning is white, her skin is white, or whatever is white. So what do we have to say about this thing? Is Chichi at fault in this issue? Because I mean, she did not have the right to choose where she wanted to be born, and even if her parent or her mother had done any fraudulent thing before, she does not know about it. She's innocent about it. So what do you guys think about this issue? What do you have to say about it? Is Chidima at fault? Was the bullying okay? Were they supposed to come for her because she was given birth to in South Africa? And of course, that automatically makes you a South African person.
On what planet does this make sense to anyone? You see, we have a black beauty pageant contestant, yeah? That's the black girl in the picture. She's a bit of all right. They badgered her and they said, you can't represent South Africa. You can't be Miss South Africa because your dad is Nigerian and your mom's from Mozambique. You were born in South Africa, but what way are you South African? You don't have South African blood. They find out she's a South African citizen, but they just keep badgering her. And eventually she says, you know what? Yeah, I've made it to the late stages of this competition, but I'm gonna pull out. And some people said you should pull out, yeah, because you're not really South African, yeah, because we know what South Africans look like. So who do they pick to be the winner of Miss South Africa? They pick a woman with green eyes. Maya LaRue. That's how I pronounce it. Does that name sound to you like it's from the earth, from South Africa, yeah? Reverse racism, perhaps?
So do you guys think, I want you guys to drop it, was the bullying okay for her? Like I said, was everything okay? How they came for her? Was she supposed to participate in this? Do you guys think that all the bullying that were thrown to her was not supposed to be so, or she's supposed to sit down and think that, okay, because she's bearing Nigerian names, she's not supposed to participate in that? I want you guys to drop it in the comment section. So after all this, she decided to go back to Nigeria. She went back to Nigeria to claim her father's land and participate in Miss Nigeria 2024. Let's watch this next video where this man was explaining all about her going to Nigeria to participate in Miss Nigeria.
Chidinma Adesina, the former Miss South Africa 2024 finalist at the center of citizenship controversy, is moving on to Miss Universe Nigeria. Her recent exit from the South Africa pageant came amid heated debate over her nationality and allegations that it was fraudulently obtained. South Africans and Nigerians are still arguing on social media over whether Adesina was entitled to enter Miss South Africa given her parents' origins. The 23-year-old was born in Soweto to a Nigerian father and a mother of Mozambican ethnicity. She says she was invited by the Miss Universe Nigeria organizers to take part in the pageant.
Hi, my name is Chidima Vanessa Onwe Adechina, and I am representing the Nature's Gift of the Nation, Taraba State.
So now we've watched that video and see that she's participating in Miss Nigeria. She has gone to Nigeria to participate in their competition. But now I want you guys to drop. I want a discussion about it. Was she wrong for participating in Miss South Africa? She was a South African. She was being given birth to in South Africa. Like everything has been said, like what has been going around, or is there a misconception, or is there a miscommunication, or is she a South African? Is she really a South African? If she's not, drop it in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me if she was not meant to participate in that. I mean, if it was her parents' fault because it came out after that her parents were the cause of everything, and maybe they did a fraudulent thing, or her mother did something that resulted into this. So drop it in the comment section. Let's discuss about it to see if the bullies that were thrown to her was okay, or if anything. Because remember that she herself, she was not disqualified. She dropped it. She said she was no longer going to participate in the competition because of something or the other, or because of what happened. So I want you guys to drop how you feel about this issue in the comment section. And also, do not forget that this page does not support violence. This page does not support any hate comments. This page does not support anybody, is not against anybody. This page does not support violence at all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys on the next episode.